Hey there, Scott Paradis here. Just want to take a few minutes to talk about this notion of too big to fail. I hope you're having a great day, and maybe if you got a chance to go see Finding the Money, I'd be interested in hearing what you think. But what I wanted to comment about today, because it's related to what the modern monetary theorists are talking about with this idea of fiat money, this whole social construct of what money is all about. Money is a bright idea. It's a social construct to help facilitate people interacting with one another and, most importantly, exchanging things of value. Money is the prerogative of who controls the money. In this case, in the United States and primarily around the world, it is the financiers who control money. We have gifted them a monopoly to maintain control of the money and tell us what to do. Now, when you hear something like a politician, a congressman, a senator, a president talk about too big to fail, what they're talking about is not that an organization is too big to fail. If they have to talk about that at all, they've already made some stupid mistakes that mean they probably should fail. But what they're saying, too big to fail, means we have an established social order. We have an established social order. Unless we prop up this social order, the people at the top, the people in charge now, will no longer be in charge. What they're saying is too big to fail means that the social order is being threatened. If we let that fail, those people who are at the top right now, benefiting from all the things that we have empowered them with, they would be put out of their position of privilege. That's what too big to fail means. Why? It's because money is just a social construct. It's just made up. What matters is what people do. Now, when we talk about recession and depression, the downside of the business cycle, what we're talking about are the psychological impacts of the money game. Those are just psychological impacts. That doesn't take away from our ability to do productive, constructive things. We just are always responding to money because we empower money. That's how we set up the game. It's all made up. We can change the rules. If somebody fails in a big way, a financier, a bank, a corporation, they should fail and dissolve. That's the way it should work. That's the way capitalism, in theory, is supposed to operate. It's not the way it operates in this country by any means. But in theory, it's supposed to be that when an organization makes a mistake and fails in a big way, they dissolve and then we start again. That should have no bearing on real human beings doing productive, constructive things. That is what the economy is all about. But we empower monies to such a degree, we all just wait for money. What does money dictate that we should do? And what that means is, what do the people that we've given the control of the money to, what are they telling us to do? And that's what we respond to. If we can understand what money really is, then we can play the money game differently. We can change the rules. We can play in a new, more productive, constructive way for everybody. But you got to understand what money fundamentally is. There is no such thing as too big to fail. What they're talking about, when you hear too big to fail, substitute maintain the social order. That's what they're trying to do, is maintain the social order. That's what we say when we were trying to bail out whoever it is we're trying to bail out, the banks, the financiers, the big corporations. They've screwed it up. They should be dismissed. They should be probably thrown in jail. But you understand what I'm saying here. They've made a mistake. They've probably abused their power. We should dissolve them and then reset and restart again. It's not that, it's human beings doing productive, constructive things is what the economy is all about. So that's the thought for today. Just think about that. When they say, oh, it's too big to fail, it's not too big to fail. Too big to fail means maintain the social order at all costs. That's not to anybody. That's not to the people's advantage. It's only to the people who are at the top's advantage. Think about that. I'd love to hear your comments. I'll see you again soon.